Check what? Check what? Check what?
Shabbat shalom. All right, my bad, y'all. So, is it y'all first time visiting with us? First time visiting? Okay. Okay. You want to introduce? Would you mind introducing your family? Hallelujah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free. You're always welcome, brother. Y'all always welcome. Y'all know where we at. All right. So we had a conversation this week, right? And within this conversation that we had, it was suggested that we start doing some more basic things. So for two reasons. Reason number one, to get the younger people engaged, because it seems as the younger people grew, they kind of like, so in order to get the younger people more engaged, so like a nice little first portion of the teaching would be kind of dedicated to the younger people, and the younger people and those people who are younger in the understanding that need more for learning, right? And also that we would probably limit the time. So you know how we have done in the past where the lessons have been extensive, right? So now it's not that you won't get the extensive lesson, it just won't be all in the same day. So it might be, if you notice, a lot of time, what's wrong? The stream not up? Look on the YouTube, not showing it? Hold on. Tell them. Hold on. It's up. Is that? Tell them to refresh. It's up. It's definitely up. Okay. So as I was saying, like if you notice, like in times in the past, like if you look at some of the old lessons, a lot of them are like 3-4 hours long, and it's a lot of things in there to digest. So the suggestion was also made that we start limiting the time, the lesson. So it's not that the understanding won't go forth; it just will be broken down into pieces. If you notice, like it's been a lot of broken down lessons lately, right? So we're gonna keep up with that trend, but just that's what we looking toward. So I want to start off in. Let me ask this: dealing with the basics, right? Does everybody understand what prayer is, how to pray? Is there anybody who doesn't understand what prayer is? How to pray? So we're going to kind of break down like prayer, how to pray, right? The purpose, not necessarily the purpose, but kind of the purpose, but just kind of a format, right? So let's start off in Matthew 6, and we start off at verse 5.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 5. And when you pray, you shall not be as the hypocrites are. They love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
So when he states that when you pray, don't be as the hypocrites are, right? So the point being that in certain spaces, you would people would pray in order to just be viewed a certain way, right? So this isn't just exclusive to prayer, but this is in everything, right? So if you're bringing attention to yourself, where you are diverting attention from the Most High, right? So if you're doing things with the intention of gaining attention, then that's the reward, right? You're not doing things genuinely from the heart. That's the reward that you're being seen, right? Verse 6.
But when you pray, enter into your closet, and when you have shut your door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and your Father which seeth in secret shall reward you openly.
Shall reward you how?
Openly.
So the Father which see you in secret, when you praying, he shall reward you openly. Go ahead.
But when you pray, use not vain repetitions as the heathens do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be not as ye therefore like unto them.
We're going to cover that portion later on, but this vain repetition part of it, right? Go ahead.
Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things you have need of before you ask him. After this manner, therefore, pray you.
Read that part again.
After this manner, therefore, pray you. Our Father, which art in Shamaim, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in Shamaim. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the esteem forever, so be it.
Go ahead.
For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if we forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses.
Okay, so let's just jump back up to verse 9, right? When it says that after this manner, therefore pray you, right? And then he goes forth to recite what we call the Lord's Prayer or the Our Father, right? What does it mean after this manner pray you? Is he saying recite this same prayer countless amounts of times? No? What does he mean by after this manner? In this fashion, right? What does that mean, Nate? To somebody who's new, who's never prayed before, and they're asking, well, how do I pray? And he's telling them, this is in this fashion, after this manner, this is how you pray. And he's not, but just to be clear, is he telling them to recite this prayer? Okay. This is the format. This is the outline or the format in which you should pray, right? So, anybody know what a rosary is? Y'all know the purpose of a rosary? I know you know what a rosary is. The Catholic school, you know what a rosary is. Y'all know the purpose of a rosary? Does anybody not know what a rosary is? Okay. Them beads. Okay. So the rosary, it looked like a necklace, but it's not a necklace. It's made for prayer, right? You got 10 beads and then 1 bead, then 10 beads, then 1 bead, and that's the neck part. I think it's altogether like 55 beads. It's like, is it 50? 10, 10, 10, 10. I think it's 50. It's 50. And then on the neck part, you got 1 bead, 3 beads, then 1 bead, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long time. Yep. Then you got the crucifix at the end, and you got the Mary charm, like the round part in the middle, right? So each bead in that series of 10, you're supposed to recite a Our Father. And each singular bead, you're supposed to recite a Hail Mary. That's the purpose of the rosary. It's for praying, right? You will see like the Catholic priests, they wear it more so around in their hip area, right, than more than in a necklace, because that's the purpose of it. It's for prayer. They have a lot of kind of like trinkets and what you call it, what in Catholicism, but it's what is it called? The talisman? Is that what it's called? Yeah. So I remember when I went to Catholic school too, and when I was in school, there was this thing called a scapular, right? And this scapular, you wear it around your neck, like under your clothes. And the belief is that if you get killed or if you die wearing the scapular, you automatically go to heaven because you got this thing on, right? This was what they taught us, like in Catholic school. Like when we learn like Lent and all this stuff, like you know how everybody know what Lent is, and Lent is not in the Bible, but we definitely did Lent. Every year they used to pass out these Lent banks, and you put money in the Lent bank, and then most people give up something for Lent. Most people would give up meat. That's why did y'all notice that like most fast food restaurants during Lent time, they have a fish sandwich on their menu because it's for Lent, because most people give up meat for Lent. It's kind of a thing. So, but back to the rosary thing. So if y'all ever seen, I don't know if y'all ever dealt with Catholicism, but if you ever been to like confession or seen a movie where they did confession, and a person will go in the confessional and they'll confess their sins, right? And then the priest tell them to do what? Right? Give me 5 Our Fathers and 10 Hail Marys. That's your penance for your sin. Where? Where do we find this in the book? Is there anywhere? Yes, because so you start dealing with the vain repetitions. Because if my penance for doing something that's against the law, I mean, because you confessing a sin is transgression of the law. My penance for breaking the law is to say the Our Father prayer 5 times, right? And then the Hail Mary prayer 10 times. What does it matter, right? That's where the vain repetition, that's where he's telling them, do not be like the heathen, saying in vain repetition, because they think they think they'll be heard because of their much speaking, right? But he say, when you pray after this manner, right? So the first thing is, let's get Psalms 86:1. So the first thing he says is, pray after this manner. And he goes, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Everybody know what hallowed mean? Anybody? Set apart or holy. Like holy is your name, right? Our Father, who is in Shamaim, holy is your name, right? So when you pray after this manner, acknowledging and reverencing and worshiping the Most High for who he is, right? Father, who sit where his throne is in Shamaim, and his name is set apart, right? You're giving reverence, you're acknowledging his majesty, right? Psalms 86:1.
Psalms 86:1. Bow down your ear, O Yahuwah, hear me, for I am poor and needy. Preserve my soul, for I am Kodesh. O thou my Elohim, save your servant, that thou trustest in you. Be merciful with me, O Yahuwah, for I cry unto you daily. Rejoice the soul of the servant, for unto you, O Yahuwah, do I lift up my soul.
So this is David praying, right? Listen to verse 5. Go ahead.
For thou, O Yahuwah, art good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon you.
So this is a trend that you'll see that throughout prayers, especially throughout the Psalms, when David is reverencing or when he's speaking to the Most High in prayer, he's acknowledging his majesty. He's magnifying who the Most High is, right? So the understanding that Mashiach is given when he's saying when you pray, this is one of the guidelines of prayer, acknowledging, reverencing, worshiping the Most High for who he is, right? So then he goes on to say, give us this day our daily bread. This is the request. This is the prayer, right? But so go Philippians 4:2. Philippians 4:2.
Philippians chapter 4, verse 2. Therefore, my brethren.
Start at verse 3, my bad.
Philippians chapter 4, verse 3. And I entreat you also, true yokefellow, help those women which labor with me in the gospel.
What does it mean to be yokefellow? What does yokefellow mean? Right? So, what is a yoke? Right? It's something that goes around the neck of the cattle, right? Of the cattle, right? If you have two cattle, let's call them bulls, right, side by side, and in order for them to pull a plow, they have to be yoked together, right? Connected. If the yoke is not equal, what happens? Right? It's a strain on one, and they don't pull straight, right? So that's where you get the understanding of not being equally yoked with unbelievers, right? The yoke must be equal, but the two oxen that's yoked together they are yoke fellow, meaning they are laboring together, right? That's what yoke fellow means. They laboring together. Jordan, Kali, come. Either there, one there. Either with your parents or right there. That's cool. This for everybody. Y'all with me? So it's talking about the people that's laboring together, right? Go ahead.
And I entreat you also, true yokefellow, help those women which labor with me in the good news with Plymouth also, and with other my fellow laborers whose names are in the book of life. Rejoice in the master always. And again, I say, rejoice. Let your moderation be known unto all men. Yahuwah is at hand. Be careful for nothing.
What does it mean, be careful of nothing? What does that mean? Does it mean don't be careful? Do it mean just be careless? Don't worry, right? This when it says be careful of nothing, it means don't worry. Go ahead.
Be careful for nothing, but in everything.
In what?
But in everything. By prayer.
By what?
By prayer and supplication with thanksgiving.
Do what?
Let your request be made known unto Elohim.
So it say don't worry, but prayer, supplication, and with thanksgiving make your request. Give us this day our daily bread. That's the request, right? Go ahead.
And the peace of Elohim, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Yahushua HaMashiach.
So what does it mean it shall keep? The peace that surpasses understanding. Y'all understand what peace that surpasses understanding mean? What is it? What is peace? Have anybody ever encountered or not have ever experienced peace that surpasses understanding. No? Never experienced it before? So let's say you got some real life turmoil going on, right? And you're not worried about it because you done prayed about it and you done put it in the Most High's hands. So when it says, let the peace of Elohim, which surpasses understanding, right? The Most High give you peace and it surpasses understanding. A person who don't have the Most High will see you and like wonder, like, how are you even dealing with this? I would be going crazy if I was dealing with this, right? So they're not able to comprehend how you're being peaceful in a tumultuous type situation, right? But it says, that peace shall keep your hearts and minds. What does that mean? What do it mean when it say keep? When the Bible say keep, what do it mean? What do it mean? Guarded and protected, right? So the peace of Elohim is going to protect or guard your heart and your mind because you've prayed about it. And once you pray about it, you're not worried about it. You allow the Most High to handle it. This is the method in which you pray. You can't pray and worry, right? Because worry is what? What is worry in the essence? What is it? It's doubt, right? So if you pray about something and then you worry about it, which in essence, worry is doubt, what happens to your prayers? Right? We're going to see that further on in the lesson, right? So, grab 1 Timothy 2:1.
First Tim chapter 2 verse 1. I exhort, therefore, that the first of all supplication, prayer, intercession, and giving of thanks be made for all men.
Be made for who?
All men.
Right? So, when you go into your closet and you pray, right? Who is your prayer for? 9 times out of 10.
Yourself.
Right? Notice in the format in which Mashiach gives us for prayer, you say, give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Is this person talking about themselves? He's not using my, he's not using I, he's not using me. He's saying us, our Father, which is in Shamayim. Give us this day. This is intercession. Y'all know what intercession is? You know what intercession is? No? It's when you pray for somebody else. When you intercede on somebody's behalf. Let's say you know somebody that's dealing with something. A friend, family member, right? Whatever. Whomever. And it's like, you ever seen somebody and you feel bad for them? Like, dang, that's messed up. But what do you do about it? What should you do about it? What you got from me, young fella? You got something? Right? That is your duty as a fellow laborer, right? As this is my friend, this is my brother, this is my cousin, this is my kinsfolk. That's your duty. You pray for them, right? That's really the major thing that you can ever do. Like when somebody, like one of the things that we all experience is loss, correct? We all experience loss. And it's a terrible thing. And when somebody loses somebody, it's like, man, majority of the time you're like, I don't know what to say, right? But the best thing you can really do is, and some people will really tell you, you know, it's like, you'll be like, man, if there's anything I can do, just let me know. And the first thing to say is, just pray for me, right? Just pray for me. Ain't nothing I really need, but I just need some comfort. Just pray for me, right? So when you see that and you see somebody dealing with something, that's what you can offer up as just as a brother. Like, I'm gonna pray for you. Sometimes it's even beneficial if you pray with them, right? You ever pray? Yeah. So knowing how to pray, some people don't know how. Like, I remember this is my own experience. Like I remember, I can't share this. I can, but I'm not gonna share the situation. But I had a situation, and I was explaining it to one of my close friends. We was young, like maybe like 20, 21 years old, and I was shook. Like I don't know what to do. Like I was literally like stuck. Like I don't know what to do. He like, man, we just got to pray about it. And he prayed with me. He prayed for me. He prayed with me. And it was like, and even to this day, this has been a friend of mine probably for, 26, 27 years. And he just had a situation the other day. And he like, man, say a prayer for me, bro. And that was kind of, so it's like when you had that relationship with somebody, you kind of do that for each other. You feel me? And it brings some form of comfort. But let's grab James 5 and 16. James 5 and 16. Go ahead. Of course. Uh-huh. Sure. That's what intercession is, right? Remember, the Most High was about to kill everybody that one time. And Moses, like, he interceded on their behalf. And he just killed some of the people. Some people got spared. But he was about to kill everybody and start over with him. He was about to hit the reset button and start over with Moses. And Moses like, nah, remember, boom, boom, don't, he interceded on their behalf. So now, all right, you right. I ain't going to kill everybody. But some people got to go, right? So it was a bunch of people down there doing a bunch of folly. But Moses' intercession saved some of them, right? James 5 and 16.
James 5 and 16. Confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that ye may be healed.
Do what?
That you may be healed.
Uh-huh.
The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much.
So there you go right there. It say, confess your faults one to another and pray for one another that you may be healed, right? The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So the other person, you pray for them, for that reason, because they know you're a believer. And they'll ask for you, pray for me, for that reason, right? Going back to the Our Father prayer, right? When he says, give us this day our daily bread, right? And it goes, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. What does that mean? Go ahead. Right. 100%, right? What's the other part about it? What else does that mean? What you think? Don't know? What you think? If you ask for forgiveness, what does that mean? But what does it mean? If you ask your mama to forgive you, why? But what does it mean? Why would you ask your mother to forgive you? Because you did what? Because you did what? Because you did something wrong, right? So within the Our Father prayer, when it says, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, what is this? Acknowledging that you did something wrong. This is confession. So along with your prayer, there must be confession, right? 2 Chronicles 6 and 29.
2 Chronicles 6:29. Then what prayer or what supplication soever shall be made of any man of all thy people Israel, when every one shall know his own sore and his own grief, and shall spread forth his hands in this house.
So, this is Solomon's prayer to the Most High, right? And he says specifically, then what prayer, what supplication soever shall be made of any man or of all your people Israel, when everyone shall know his own sore and his own grief. What does that mean? To know your own sore and your own grief. Anybody? Right? Conviction. Right? It's conviction. Your own sore and your own grief. It's conviction. When you do something that is, let's just say wrong, right? There's a feeling of guilt, conviction, right? But it says that then what prayer and supplication soever shall be made of any man of all the people of Israel, when everyone shall know his own sore and his own grief, and shall spread forth his hands in this house, then hear from Shamaim, your dwelling place, and forgive. So it's basically saying when a person know that they did wrong and they spread forth their hands, what they doing? When we spread forth our hands, what are we doing with them? We're praying, right? Then he's asking the Most High to then forgive. And I didn't want to go through all of this stuff, but if you when you get the time, read 2 Chronicles chapter 6, and you will see all of these prayers that Solomon made to say, when this happened, when that happened, when that happened, when that happened. If they pray in this house, the temple that Solomon built, then the Most High forgive. And then if they get carried away into another land and they pray towards this land and towards this house, then also forgive. And once the end of Solomon's prayer, the Most High said, you got it. I'll do it. I'll acknowledge that and I'll do it. This is all 2 Chronicles chapter 6 and chapter 7. So let's grab 1 John 5 and 13.
First John chapter 5 and verse 13. These things have I written unto you that believe on the name of the Son of Elohim.
Okay, is anybody in here that believe on the name of the Son of Elohim? Okay. Anybody that don't? Go ahead. Keep going.
These things have I written unto you that believe on the name of the Son of Elohim, that you may know that ye have eternal life, and that you may believe on the name of the Son of Elohim. And this is the confidence that we have in him.
This is the what?
The confidence that we have in him,
Uh-huh.
that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us.
He does what?
He hears us.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Thy kingdom come, thy
will
be done in earth as it is in Shamaim, right? It says, and this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us, right? So imagine you pray for something that the Most High don't will, right? Now, imagine you pray and the thought is that the Most High don't hear me or he not answering my prayer, right? That's your question. Anybody got kids in here? By show of hands, anybody got kids? Do you always give your kids everything that they ask for? Nope, not at all, right? If they ask for something, do you ignore them? So if sometimes, okay, that's cool, sometimes. Not all the time. But if you don't always give them everything they ask for, and you don't ignore them when they ask, then your answer is sometimes what? No is an answer, is it not? So if you pray for something and it's not in the Most High's will, he can easily say no. It says he hears us, but also the answer can be no. It just is what it is. It's not the dynamic between us and the Most High is the very same dynamic between a parent and a child. Sometimes we got to say no. You got to tell them no. Verse 15.
And if we know that he hears us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petition that we desire of him.
That's good. James 1:6. So the prayer have to be in line with the Most High's will. This is also part of the format. Your kingdom come, your will be done, right? It's also part of the format. James 1:6.
James chapter 1 and verse 6. But let him ask in faith.
In what?
In faith.
Uh-huh.
Nothing wavering.
What does nothing wavering mean? No doubt, right? If you ask in faith without any doubt. So the opposite of doubt is what? Faith?
Confidence.
Good. Confidence, faith, yep, agreed. All the above. Go ahead.
But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavers is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the master. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
So the double-mindedness of a man is not having two different opinions, but it's praying and doubting, right? When you pray in this manner, believing that what you ask for, you're going to get it, right? As long as it line up with the will of the Father. Acts chapter 6, verse 1. Matter of fact, hold that. Acts chapter 6, verse 3.
Acts chapter 6 and verse 3. Wherefore, brethren, look ye out among you 7 men of honest report, full of the Ruach HaKodesh and wisdom, whom we may appoint over this business. But we will give ourselves continuously.
How?
Continuously to prayer.
To what?
To prayer and to the ministry of the word.
So he said. So this is in Acts. He's talking to apostles. They said we're gonna give ourselves continuously or continually to prayer and to the ministry of the word. Keep going.
And saying, pleased, and the saying pleased the whole multitude, and they chose Stephen, a man full of faith and of the Ruach HaKodesh, and Philip, and Prochorus, and Nicanor, and Timon on Parmenicius, and Nicholas, and a proselyte in Antioch, whom they set before the apostles. And when they had prayed, they laid their hands on them. And the word of Elohim increased.
What did it do?
It increased. And the number of the disciples multiplied in Jerusalem greatly, and a great company of the priests were obedient to the faith.
That's good. Psalms 141 and verse 1. Psalms 141 verse 1.
Psalms 141 and verse 1. I cry unto you, make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto you. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense.
As what?
As incense. And the lifting up of mine hands as the evening sacrifice.
So what's the lifting up of my hands? What is that? When you're lifting up your hands, what you doing? You doing what? Praying? Praising, right? So it says, let my prayer be set forth before you as incense. What does this mean? Do y'all know what the incense were? Right? Exodus 30 and verse 7.
Exodus chapter 30 and verse 7. And Aharon shall burn thereon sweet incense.
Sweet what?
Incense.
How often?
Every morning. When he dresses the lamps, and he shall burn incense upon it. And when Aharon lighteth the lamp at even, he shall burn incense upon it.
When should he do it? Verse 8, read verse 8 again.
And when Aharon lighteth the lamp at even, he shall burn incense upon it, a perpetual incense before Yahuwah throughout your generations. Ye shall offer no strange incense thereon, nor burnt sacrifices, nor meat offerings, neither shall ye pour drink offerings thereon.
That's good. Luke 1 and 9. So this incense was burned according to this Exodus in the morning and in the evening. It's really between the evenings, right? Just understanding what these incense are as we read along, you're going to see what the incense was for. Luke 1 and 9.
Luke chapter 1 verse 9. According to the customs of the priest's office, his lot was to burn incense.
Was to do what?
Burn incense. When he went into the temple of Yahuwah, and the whole multitude of the people were praying without at the time of incense.
What does that mean, praying without? Yeah, the second one. Y'all know what it means? They said it was praying without. Where was he burning the incense at?
Inside.
Where was he burning? Inside the temple. And as he was burning the incense inside the temple, the people were outside doing what? Praying, right? So at the same time the incense were burning is the time of prayer, right? The incense were like, matter of fact, Revelation 8, verse 1. Revelation 8 and 1. To give you an understanding of what our prayers do for the Most High.
Revelation chapter 8 and verse 1. And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in Shamaim about the space of half an hour. And I saw the seventh Malachims which stood before Elohim, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And another Malachim came out and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense.
Much what?
Incense, that he should offer in with the prayers of all the saints.
That he should offer it with what?
With the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before Elohim out of the Malachim's hand.
That's good. So the incense are the prayers went up at the time as the incense for a reason, to be received before the throne. Even in Revelation, it say that the prayers and the incense went up together and came before the throne. But notice it's not everybody's prayer, right? It say specifically the prayers of who? The prayers of the saints, right? The people of the Most High themselves. So now, when we get to praying, get 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Because remember what the apostle said, right? What we just read in Acts. He said, we won't give ourselves to prayer how often? Continually, right? So 1 Thessalonians 5:17.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 17. Pray without ceasing.
Okay, that's good. What does pray without ceasing mean? Right. That mean don't stop? That mean I got to always be praying? Continually, right? Pray without ceasing means instant and continually, right? This is what this word ceasing. Romans 12:12. Instant and continually, meaning that when something takes place, your first go-to move should be what? Boom. Romans 12:12.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 12. Rejoicing in hope, patience, and in tribulation.
So he says rejoicing in hope, right? You rejoice in hope. What is, in essence, hope means what? Right? So hope means hope. If you have hope, that means you don't have the thing, right? But your hope is you rejoice in the hope of the thing. Did that make sense? Like hope means you don't have the thing. Like when you hope something gonna happen or you're gonna receive something, you don't have it yet. But you rejoice in the hope, not in the thing, right? So even if you don't have the thing, you rejoice in the hope. Understand? Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation. What does patient in tribulation mean? What is tribulation? What is it? Trouble, right? How should you move when there's trouble? Patiently, right? Patiently. Not panic when there's trouble. At the first sign of trouble, you're not supposed to panic. Because if you panic, you're not doing what? You're not really thinking clearly when you panic. When you panic, you're like usually moving too quick and you're doing too much and you're real likely to forget. But if you move impatient, then you're mindful of the procedure, right? First things first, pray without ceasing, continually and instant, at the sign of trouble, right? Go ahead.
Rejoice in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer.
Continuing instant in prayer. Get Luke 18 and verse 1. Luke 18 and verse 1. So we talked about no, we'll get there. No, right there. Luke 18 and 1.
Luke 18 and 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end.
So who is he? Anybody got their Bible or their Bible app? After it says to this end, what color is that writing? What that mean? That's the Messiah speaking, right? So it says he spake a parable unto them to this end. Read.
To this end that men ought always to pray and not to faint.
So always pray and not faint. So when you talk about pray without ceasing, it's talking about continually praying, right? So if you ever watch a show, not so much now when you can stream and binge watch, but back in the day when you would watch an episode of a show on TV, and then at the end it'd be like, to be continued, right? The show gonna continue when? Next week, next season, right? But it ain't about to happen right now, right? So when it's talking about continually, it doesn't mean like you're constantly praying, right? Because continual meaning it's done. What's the word I'm looking for? What'd you say? Ongoing.
Daily.
Ongoing. What'd you say? Daily. It's a dedication. It's a dedicated thing. Daily, ongoing, right? Continually. So it says that men ought to always pray and not faint, meaning that you don't get tired of it, right? Don't get discouraged and don't get tired of it. Now he about to give you the reasoning behind it, right? Go ahead. This is the parable. The parable right here.
Saying there was in a city a judge which feared not Elohim, neither regarded man.
So this judge didn't fear the Most High, nor did he regard man at all. Go ahead.
And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while.
He would not for how long?
For a while. But afterwards he said within himself, though I fear not Elohim, nor regard of man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And Yahuwah said, hear, when this unjust judge saith, and shall not Elohim avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them?
So he's saying, listen to this unjust judge who said, if I don't answer this, if I don't avenge this woman like she asking me, avenge her adversary, she gonna keep bothering me and bothering me and bothering me. Even though I don't fear the Most High, nor do I regard man, let me go ahead and do this before she get on my nerves, right? So then he say, and shall not Elohim avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear with them long. What does it bear with them long? Meaning he's long suffering towards us, right? So he say, if we cry to him day and night, remember when the incense was lit, it say it was lit in the morning and it was lit in the evening, right? So that's when the prayers went up for the prayers of the people in the morning and the evening. Verse 8.
I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, he shall find faith on the earth.
That's good. Acts chapter 12 and verse 1. I know we already read 12 and 12. We just started verse 1.
Acts chapter 12 and verse 1. Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
So he took Peter and locked him up during the days of unleavened bread. Go ahead.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quintillions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter or Passover to bring him forth to the people. Peter therefore was kept in the prison.
So, do this sound familiar? Who else was locked up around the time of unleavened bread?
Mashiach.
Right? Mashiach was locked up and thrown in prison. And it says intending after Easter, but we know that that's the Feast of Unleavened Bread or Passover. But intending after Passover to bring him forth to the people. So it says Peter was therefore kept in prison. Go ahead.
Peter was therefore kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the congregation unto Elohim
So,
for him.
so prayer was made for Peter without ceasing. That means that it was continuous prayer made for Peter. Let's see what happened. What's the result? Verse 6.
And when Herod would have brought him forth the same night, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. And behold, the Malachim of Yahuwah came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. And the angel said unto him, Gird yourself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he said unto him, Cast thy garments about thee and follow me. And he went out and followed him, and wished not that it was true which was done by the Malachim, but though he saw a vision.
I thought he saw a vision. Go ahead.
When they were past the first and the second ward, they came unto the iron gate, and that leadeth unto the city, which opens to the deep of his own accord. And they were out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the Malachim departed from him.
So, notice, Peter was locked up in prison, and the Malachim came and escorted him out of the prison, right? His chains fell off. He was escorted out of the prison and freed. Did Peter pray for himself? What happened when the Malachim came? What was Peter doing?
Sleep.
He was asleep. So, who prayed for Peter? Right? The people of the assembly prayed for Peter without ceasing. Y'all see the power of that? Peter didn't even pray for himself. He was locked up. He was in there locked up in chains, sleep. And the Most High did that for him. So now, just the final part. When it talks about Matthew chapter 6 and verse 7, it says, but when you pray, matter of fact, grab Matthew 23. When you pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be you not therefore like them, for your Father knows what things you have need before you ask of him. Does this mean that we should not make long prayers? No? What does it mean? So when it's talking about vain repetition, right? Just empty, repeating the same things, right? But it's not talking about long prayers. There's nothing wrong with long prayer as long as the prayer is effectual and fervent, right? Go ahead. Gotcha. What does it say? Yeah.
Daniel 9 and 3, and I prayed unto Yahuwah my Elohim, and made confessions, and said, O Yahuwah, the great and dreadful Elohim, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, and to them that keep his commandments. We have sinned, and have committed iniquity, and have done wickedly, and have rebelled, even by departing from your precepts and from your judgments.
That's good. So you're asking what now? It absolutely is all good. So when it says, I set my face unto Yahuwah Elohim to seek by prayer and supplications with fasting and sackcloth and ashes, for sure. For sure. No question about it. And then he made a confession after that, right? It falls in exactly the same guidelines as we're talking about as what Mashiach gave when he gave him the Our Father prayer. Confession has to be made. Acknowledged for the Most High have to be made. And then you ask for the thing that you're actually asking for, right? Go ahead, Yuri. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No. So understand, it don't mean that you can't repeat the same prayer, right? But notice it's vain repetitions. If you're repeating and it's empty, vain is vanity, meaning it's empty, it's fruitless, right? But also you got to remember the parable that he gave about the unjust ruler or the unjust judge, and he said the lady gonna weary him if they keep coming to him. He like, how? But don't the Most High have? What do you think he gonna do for his people if you continuously pray, right? So even if you continuing to pray for the same thing, that's fine, right? That's not a vain repetition, right? Vain repetition is empty, like we're talking about with the rosary beads, the continuous Our Fathers and the continuous Hail Marys. What does it mean? Is that really a penance for sin? No, it's not. Like it's actually direct opposite of what he taught us and how to pray. But so when it's talking about that, it say don't it says specifically, it said be careful of nothing. Like, don't worry about it. Like, if you pray for it, that's fine. But you don't have to worry about it. Even if it's even if it's something of material, it don't matter. You pray for what you desire. But the Most High know what it is that you need. To say, look at the lilies of the valley. They clothe more than, but won't you, I forget exactly how, but you know what I'm talking about, right? I ain't quoting it quite correctly, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking for the things that you actually desire, right? But it should line up with the will of the Father. If it don't line up with the will, then understand that's part of the format of prayer. Your will be done in earth as it is in, right? It's got to follow that format, right? Matthew, what you got? 23:14. Matter of fact, 26:36.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 36. Then cometh Yahusha with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and saith unto his disciples, Sir, sit you, wait a minute, here while I go and bow and pray yonder.
So he say, sit here, I'm about to go over there and pray, right? Verse 40.
And he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, What, could you not watch with me 1 hour?
So how long in this saying did he pray for? An hour, right? Can you imagine praying for an hour? Can you? I've never done it. For sure. But I have no point of reference for myself to have prayed for a whole hour straight. But just imagine who and what he praying for, right? Imagine who he is. What do you think his prayer is for? Exactly. Exactly, right? Luke 6:12.
Luke chapter 6 and verse 12. And it came to pass in those days that he went out into a mountain to pray and continue all night in prayer to Elohim.
It says he continued all night, right? So when it's talking about vain repetition and for their much speaking, it say, be not at the heathen, or they think they should be heard for their much speaking. This is the vain repetition. That's like the rosary beads. This is not like if you're praying and you legitimately praying and interceding on the behalf of others. There's only so much you can pray for yourself, right? To pray all night, you got to be praying for somebody else. I would just assume. Right? All right, we're going to end off. Let's get Luke 18 and 9. We're going to finish in Luke.
Luke 18 and 9. And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves.
Which did what?
Trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others.
So, notice who the parable is directly directed to. Those who trusted in who? Did they trust in the Most High? They trusted in who? Trusted in themselves. And it says, and they were righteous. And what did they do to other people? Despised others. Good. Verse 10.
2 men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican.
So, how were the Pharisee and the publican viewed by the people? Say it again. The Pharisees was viewed as, right? And the publicans was viewed as trash, right? They had a very bad reputation, right? Verse 11.
The Pharisee stood and prayed thus within himself, Elohim, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto Shamaim, but smote upon his chest, saying, Elohim, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other.
So why would you think that this man be justified rather than the other? What was it? Right? He prayed, and it was a sense of humility in the prayer. Acknowledged the fact that he was a sinner. Acknowledged, didn't even have enough, didn't have any pride in himself to where he could even look right in the heavens. He knew, right, who he was, and he prayed earnestly, right? But he asked for mercy, and he acknowledged who he was and made confession. And it tell you that this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. Go ahead.
I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalts himself,
that does what?
That exalts himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
So notice, he said this specifically, this parable specifically to these 2 men. It say that trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. So he gave the example of the Pharisee who clearly trusted in himself that he was righteous. He fasted twice a week and tithed of all. Right? I ain't like them. They not like us. We completely different. Right? But that type of prayer, if you exalt yourself, what happens? Are you exalted then by the Father? No. You have to be meek and humble, the meek shall do what? And that's the goal, right? Is that not the goal? All right. Go ahead. Is there any time that prayer is not enough and you have to incorporate a fast? Yes. Okay, 1 second. Matthew. I think it's Matthew. Let's see.
Casting out a demon.
Yeah. When we're talking about deliverance. Matthew 17. Matthew 17. 17, let's start about verse 14.
Matthew 17 and verse 14. And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man kneeling down to him and saying, Master, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed, for oftentimes he falleth into the fire and oft into the waters. And I brought him to the city to thy disciples, and they could not cure him.
Okay.
Then Yahusha answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahusha rebuked the devil.
He did what?
He rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him. And the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Yahusha apart and said, Why could not we cast him out? And Yahusha saith unto them, Because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
So what is that faith of a mustard seed? We are, unwavering faith, right? Unwavering faith. Don't have nothing to do with the size of the seed, but it's about with the type of seed that it is, right? Verse 21.
Howbeit, this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting.
But by prayer and fasting. So I would say the more severe the situation, the more severe the action, right? So prayer and fasting is needed if it's needed, right? We have any other questions, comments, concerns? The chat, anything on the chat, Nate? Nope. You got a mic over there? Hey, Jordan.
But I see in there they said that I still can go for 3 hours in my lessons. They said that, right, Nate? Said I still can go for 3.5 hours, though, right? I'll pray for me. It's hard to do that, but got y'all.
We do have one question. What is an elder? Is it age-based, or how is it defined?
What is it, what?
Elder.
An elder?
Yes. Brother Otis said, "Don't ever cut it short. Keep going."
So, are we talking about an elder as is like the specific, like what an elder is by definition? Or are we talking about an elder within an assembly?
I think he's asking about within the assembly. What
Okay.
the definition is? How is it defined? Is
So-
it just age based or not?
It's not just age based, but it's those. You got to just understanding the dynamic of if you have the age, you normally have what? Wisdom and experience, right? Meaning you have the ability to lead and guide, which is why the elder sisters are supposed to pour into the younger sisters, and the elder brothers supposed to pour into the younger brothers. So, is age a requirement for being an elder? Say again? Oh, is age a requirement for being an elder? Yeah, it's part of it, right? Is there a certain age that specifically says you can't be an elder until you're this age? Not that I've seen. I could be wrong, but I haven't. Say it again. Yeah, elder. Yeah, I mean older. Yeah, but older than who? You know what I mean? Like if you're in your 20s, you're older than some people. Right, but but yeah, just being of age and being able to offer up wisdom and experience. Go ahead. The age of 50. Let me see.
Right. That's when the priest retired.
Yeah, it says I think from 30 years to 50 years is when they worked in the tabernacle. I mean, I would think so, yeah. At 50 years, you done. I mean, by the time you get 50, you definitely, I think, seen and experienced life where you could offer up some wisdom. You're elder to somebody, yeah, but at 35, are you like elder enough to be able to? Exactly. Yeah, so age, it ain't just age alone.
All right, just a couple of announcements here. Fall feasts are coming up, so just giving some information on those dates. You got the trumpets, Yom Teruah, 9/22. The Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur is October 1st. And then Sukkot, or Tabernacles, is 10/6 through 10/13. So just remember those dates that they are coming.
What was atonement again?
10/1.
10-1, okay.
We have some events coming up. Have another fundraiser coming up. Y'all gave us a good success on our last one, so we're looking for another great time, looking for participation from everybody. There's going to be Sunday, August 3rd, from 12 to 6. There's going to be hibachi grill. We're going to have plates for sale on that day. Fried rice pineapple bowls, chicken bowls, beef and steak bowls, going to have that coming, so get ready for that. We also have the Hebrew Gathering, which is coming up. That's going to be August 25th.
25th? 25th?
Is it
24th.
Is it 24th?
I think it's
24, I'm sorry. August 24, that's a Sunday. August 24, my apologies. We'll be at the Lower Huron Park again, so more details will be coming. If you're looking to get a shirt, also information will be coming about that as well.
information is out. If you need to order a shirt, just let me know. The color red. No, shirts are black, red, white. Let me know. We're taking orders right now. You can inbox me if you got my number. You can text me. If you're here, you can walk up to me and just let me know, and I'm gonna just tell you to text me. But yeah, we taking orders right now for shirts.
And I think that is it. That is it. Yep. Just again, remember to get ready for Tabernacles. We're actively pursuing information. So
Around the corner.
It's coming up pretty soon. So begin to get your stuff together. Take your tents out and look at them to make for damage while the weather is still nice and hot. Start putting stuff away. It'll be here before you know it. So you can just buy a little bit at a time if you need to buy some things.
What's them dates again? I know it's October 1st. What's the other ones?
Trumpets is 9/22. Day of Atonement is 10/1. Sukkot 10/6 through 10/13.
And trumpets one more time.
9/22.
Tabernacles.
10/6 through 10/13. Don't wait all the way to 10/1 to talk to your brother and your sister. Hopefully it will be real this year. And they'll carry it for another whole year.
All right.
It's part of your prayer. You're asking him to forgive you and forgive your brother. So when you're praying, mean it.
All right. We all good?
All right. We're going to go ahead and pray out. We're going to pray. We're going to pray. We're going to pray. We're going to pray. Pray out. We're going to pray. Pray out. Pray out. Most holy Elohim, Father, we give you praise and thanks today. We thank you for your goodness. We thank you for the privilege and opportunity, Father, to come before your throne to find help and grace in the time of need. Father, help us to be true to your word. Father, help us to love one another. Help us to forgive. Help us to be thankful in everything, Father, and seek your face continually, Father, and to pray without ceasing, Father. We pray for all those who are sick. We pray for our city, Father. We pray for our young ones. We pray for homes and marriages and families, Father, every elder, every brother, every sister, every child, chosen seed as a whole, Father, those who call upon your name all over the world, Father, we give you praise and thanks. We trust and know that you're able to do exceedingly abundantly above that we ask a thing, Father. We ask that you keep us safe from all hurt, harm, and danger, Father, as we go to and fro throughout the week, Father. We are thankful, Father, that you've just been so good to us and you have great promises, Father. We trust in your promises. We love you and thank you for always, and give thanks through the name and authority of Yahushua HaMashiach. So be it.
So be it. Our Father, who art in Shamanim,
Who art Shamayim,
hallowed be your name.
hallowed be thy name.
Your kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Your will be done
Thy will be done
in earth
and earth,
as it is in Shamayim.
as it is in Shamayim.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from the evil one.
from the evil one.
For yours is the kingdom,
For yours is the kingdom,
the power,
and the power,
and the esteem
and the esteem
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.